This is a cup of hot sweet tea. There's like 9 sugars in it and everything. Apparently it is good for shock. If you are someone that has a bit of a panic when there aren't exactly 2 of each player card in your Arkham LCG products, then you'll be needing a lot of these, because that whole 2 copies per card thing is officially dead. This is due to 2 new keywords. The first is bonded, which was previewed in the last Mythos pack of the Circle Undone. This links 2 named cards together. One of these will have the bonded keyword and is set aside starting out of play. The other doesn't have the bonded keyword but will reference any cards it is bonded to. This card goes into your deck as normal, obeying all deck building restrictions. It will have instructions when to bring the appropriate bonded cards into play. If it is a regular player card, it will have the no level marker, just like our story assets, signifying you must not use it when deck building. But the Dream Eaters introduces bonded weaknesses. These don't have convenient symbols to help you keep them separate, but they definitely aren't basic weaknesses because there is no symbol. Bonded cards shake up the maximum 2 copies per deck ruling. Yes, some of them have 2 copies of your regular card and 2 copies of the bonded card, but others have 1 copy of the summoning card and 3 copies of their bonded card, or 3 copies of the summoning card and a single bonded card. And hey, look at this! A single summoning card can be linked to several distinct bonded cards. Bagpuss here summons Larry, Curly and Mo, all of which are unique allies. And the summoning card will tell you what to do with your bonded cards, be it put them in your hand, into play, shuffle some into your deck, attach them to things, or what have you. Not content with sneaking in 3 copies of a card into your deck surreptitiously with the bonded keyword, the designers have kicked you right in the low-hanging fruit and invented the Myriad keyword. You may include up to 3 copies of any card with the Myriad keyword in your deck. Not that you ever have to include all 3. 2 or just 1 is fine depending on your deck space. Another cool thing about Myriad is when you are purchasing a card with the Myriad keyword, you get to purchase another 1 or 2 copies of that card for 0 XP. Note that all the new cards must be added to your deck together. You can't buy 1 copy now and then add the rest for free a couple of scenarios down the line. Okay, that is enough new rules. Let us move on to what cards you get. Each class gets 1 instance of a Myriad, so 3 copies, and 1 instance of a bonded card for 4 additional cards. For example, a 1 and 3, 3 and 1, 2 and 2, or a saggy old cloth cat and friends. So, with each class getting 7 cards in total and no new neutrals, you are definitely being shortchanged. And technically, because of the bonded cards, each new class is actually only getting a mere 2 new cards. That's why your investigator's got so many signature cards to butter you up. With this being a beginner box, you would expect plenty of level 0 cards to welcome new players. Sadly, only 16 of your 30 cards are level 0. Technically 14 when you remove the bonded weakness. So if your whole collection is a single core, we wouldn't advise you start with this box, as there is only 1 new 0 level card per class. Let's take a closer look what you get. The Guardians now have a card that allows your investigator to transfer damage or horror from investigators you've played it on. And this might have been the inspiration for the Myriad keyword, as you can now give your vow to all 3 other investigators in your 4-person game. They also have a bloodthirsty sword that needs to kill and kill again, lest it decide to turn on you. The Mystics get some mobility help with their own brand of flu powder, turning an all-purple all-the-time party into the Astral Cavalry. They also receive a player card that goes into the encounter deck. It provides a nice windfall when you draw it, and not just because it isn't another damn Ancient Evils. Handily enough, it has an encounter back. These designers think of everything. The Rogues get 2 resources and a card for free, and can chain it again and again, as well as an asset to retain these and other events to commit to future skill tests, providing you don't mind going on the run from your own personal jellyfish. The Survivors have a card which does nothing, until you play a 2nd copy when it does almost nothing, or a 3rd when it does barely something. But more clues are more clues, right? As well as an instant cat lady kit for, say, Wendy or Agnes, only one of which takes up an ally slot, and when Bagpuss leaves play, all her friends leave play, or are technically removed from the game. And they all have funky abilities kind of reminiscent of the Seeker artifacts that you had to identify. Speaking of which, there are no more of these this cycle. The Forgotten Age saw the last of them, But for those demanding instant gratification, you can perform a figurative upgrade mid-game by collecting 3 pendant fragments and cashing them in for a queen-size pendant. Although, check your warranty on something guaranteed to break after only 3 uses. Yet another first is a card you cannot play. No, not like a permanent, that would be sensible. This card goes into your deck as normal and only activates if you draw it as part of a search, like with the old Book of Lore. Looks like a Mandy-specific card, really. We will leave you with a slideshow so you can scrutinise at your leisure.